Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you...
Their privilege is showing, and I don't even think they realize it, because it actually seems that they have run out of legitimate things to complain about. Instead of worrying about a man walking behind them, now men can't even walk in front of a woman. It really seems that men can't do anything right, and some women don't realize how lucky they actually are that they have to find things to nitpick about to complain about men.
I knew it was gonna run it up. That's why I was like, that ran you up.
It was $280 for a few days at the airport to park in my car. This is the point of the story I'm trying to make. This is why I don't trip off shit. I put the credit card on and I paid it.
And walked off.
And I pulled off. Homie, I come from a situation of welfare. My mother used to have to stretch $300 for 4-5 kids a month. So all this out here is blessings to me, homie. I understand to pull off from LAX, tap the card, amount accepted, ride off in my fast car. I say thank you, God.
That's a blessing.
So I was scrolling on TikTok and I ended up on the side where a lot of grown men said they had to stop fighting for their kids because it was affecting their mental health and it was affecting them financially, and it's just like it just became too much, and they fought as best as they could to try to see their kids. Now I'm scrolling through the comments and 90% of women is like, that's weird. You need to fight for your kids. You know what's more weird? That you think that a man should have to fight for his kids. Why are you fighting for something that's supposed to be equally yours? You know what it is? Because bitter women think they own you after you have a baby with them. You don't give them what they want. They think they own you. And all a woman has to do is lie once and the kid gets swept away. Let's talk about it. You do not own a man just because you have a baby with him. You don't have a right to lie on your baby dad because he don't want to be with you or because he don't give you what you want. Okay, that's the part that I don't like. That a lot of women are in the comments like, oh, no. And you know what? I get it. I get it now as an adult. Like, why does a man have to keep fighting? What I feel as though is let her suffer for a little bit. The kid's gonna grow up and learn what the parent did.
And I think we have to look at how draining dating has become. We have to look at, the reason, or another reason that men are checking out of dating is because, dating has started to feel, for a lot of men, it's a little bit more, a lot more draining. You're not really hopeful like you used to be. It's more draining than it is exciting. You have, can't believe I'm gonna say this. You don't really have anything to look forward to, right? Man, I'm so excited to take this lady out. It's gonna be a great time. Even if it ends up being bad, there's still excitement in there because it's like, man, I got out and I'm out here just moving and grooving. It's not really like that for a lot of men. And so that's another reason that they kind of check out.
Boys are neurologically more fragile than girls. More boys are born in the world and more girls survive. Boys don't survive as much because they are incredibly neurologically fragile. Emotionally fragile too. What that means is they're more prone to aggression, behavioral problems, ADHD-like behaviors, which is distractibility. They're more sensitive to stress from a very young age. They are not the same as girls. They don't learn the same way as girls. They need lots of physical expression during the day. If they don't get it and they're forced to sit in circle time, like little girls can sit in circle time, little boys go off the rails and then they're labeled as having attentional issues. And so we are educating little boys today like little girls, which is why they can't keep up. So if you ask me, we should separate little boys and little girls. In terms of the neurological fragility, they need that attachment figure even more than the little girls. When it comes to going to school, maybe we should separate little boys and little girls when they're little so we can cater to their individual needs. And it is different.
You gotta be difficult, Danielle. I'm telling you, anything that's not aligning with what you want, you starve out that behavior. And you want that man to even potentially swing your way, you gotta show him through your behavior that you have better options.
Men want peace, not difficulty. Hello, it is I, Gentleman, Black Spider Guy, by Pay Attention. Which demographic is most likely to not get married? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter B. Pay attention! You think that leaving one man is going to allow for you to go to another? If the behavior has not changed, pay attention! If the behavior has not changed, then you will repeat the same cycle of being alone. Pay the fuck attention. Teaching women who already statistically have a low chance of finding a husband to be more difficult is, pay the fuck attention, is setting them up for fucking disaster.
You know, a lot of these modern women have followed this lie that they got to be a boss babe, and then they get to a certain age to where they're tired of being strong and independent, and they talking about they don't need no man, and all of a sudden they do need a man, right? Back in the day when you was thriving and surviving and moving and shaking and all that stuff, oh, I'm self-sufficient, I don't need no man and all that stuff, sounds great. I'm powerful, I'm a goddess and all that other stuff, until you want to be feminine, until you want to sit in your divine feminine, until you want to be a passenger princess. And then all of a sudden, that ain't the life that I want now. But guess what? With all the trash that you was talking, you didn't really ruin your prospects in a lot of these situations.
I don't know, last time I checked, men don't give a about men's mental health.
It kind of makes you wonder who they checked with.
Also, I don't know why we're dogpiling a woman for not giving a that men are hijacking another month to call it their mental health month.
How can they be hijacking a month that is actually Men's Mental Health Month? It's almost like it's in writing out there somewhere.
Can we please, go outside and interact with real human beings for once? Be for real.
I have a question. So does that mean those that celebrate the fact that it's National PTSD Awareness Month, are they also hijacking another month? Or does that not make any sense either?
The only time I've seen men make think pieces about mental health is when it's in response to women talking about their mental health and their struggles. I don't give a
Let me be brutally honest. I highly doubt that there's a long line of individuals that are going to put a lot of weight in some individuals' actual opinions about that matter.
Have whatever month you have. I don't give a work on it yourself, baby. We've been working on it ourselves all these years. You can do the same thing. You don't need to hold our hands.
How interesting. But despite the negative statements that some individuals make, gentlemen, I would like to remind you that there are quite a lot of men, as well as some good women out there, that really do care about your mental health.
Pay attention to this video.
And I just feel like love is just not enough. I feel like I'm here and he's here.
Okay.
And it's like I've been waiting for him and to bring him here, but it's like, how long do you wait?
Let me ask you this. Before y'all clap, hold on. Because y'all know that's the problem with Instagram, right? You post something online, and because we live in an echo chamber, there's enough people in the world that will clap and agree with me, even though I have blind spots. So because we get validation, sometimes it's hard for us to recognize where maybe we could have made a better decision. Because in three years is a significant length of a relationship. When you have been single for a long time, or you have been love deprived for a while, when you get into a new relationship, the love feels so good. The dopamine, the adrenaline, all of the oxytocin going off in my body, it feels so good. And typically, the hormonal effect that we get from our partners, our new partners, only lasts for about 2 years. So year 3 is where you hear, it's just not the same. He ain't changed. What changed was I'm no longer getting my dopamine hit off of your newness. So now I am annoyed by your immaturity. It's always been present. And you're angry at him for it, but I want you to look in the mirror. We owe ourselves an apology. We owe him an apology. Because I was using you as a dopamine hit. Because now that I no longer have the hormones making decisions for me and keeping me in this, I'm in love, right? Now at year 3, I have to ask myself, do I choose to love him? And you're realizing that I don't choose to.
Modern women continue to screw themselves, really honestly and truly. I don't need a man. He don't got to buy me this. I buy this for my own self and all that other stuff. You're so loud. You're so boisterous with it. You're so bold, you're so confident with it, that the man actually heard you. He really heard you. And when he starts responding to what he heard, all of a sudden it's, well, you didn't have to act like that, and you didn't have to do that, and I still need you for these things. And But you screwed yourself by talking the way that you talk.
So she locked him out of his own car. And then when he asked her to open the door to his car, she said no because she's scared.
Why are you locking me out the car? What are you doing?
Because I'm scared.
Then why the f are you in his car?
Okay. I know you see it. I'm not hiding it. Scaring me.
My car is not even your car.
You're scaring me. I'm scared.
Get the f out of his car.
I don't mind getting out. When you calm down, I'll get out.
Are you kidding me?
Don't you gotta go do something? No. When you calm down, I'll open the door. You're scaring me. Okay. I'm gonna text you.
I can't stand to see how entitled they are and the that they do to men, and they expect men to just accept that. She was underneath the comment section saying, well, I don't care what he wanted. I'm gonna do what I want. If you're scared, get the out and go about your business. Why are you even with him if you're scared of him? Why not call the cops so they can get you out of the car and you can leave? No, she sat there, she recorded the guy and acted like she was in the right. Then she has the audacity to be bragging about it in her comment sections. I swear the fucking entitlement that these females have is just beyond me. And they're allowed to do these things.
Women need to stop dating down. If you want to do charity work, volunteer. As a divorce lawyer, I see it far too often. A woman with degrees, drive, discipline, and dreams shackled to a man whose only ambition is comfort. She thinks love will level the playing field, and he thinks love means never being asked to grow. We don't talk about this enough, but dating down is a long-term liability. Not just emotionally, but financially, energetically, and psychologically. When you date someone who isn't in alignment with your values, your work ethic, your lifestyle, or your ambition, you're not just carrying a relationship, you're carrying the weight of two lives and pretending it's love. He will let you pay for dinner, co-sign the car, help him find himself, and call you materialistic when you ask for bare minimum effort. The worst part, you'll justify it. You'll say he has potential, you'll say he's healing, you'll say we're a team, but only one of you is playing offense.
And what you see a lot on social media is women continuing to say, man, men don't really have the courage to come up and approach. They're not really bold enough to approach. Well, that's because you have social media. That's because you have a lot of these modern women that don't know how to do right. They don't know how to act right. And so they come towards them. Well, you know, I guess not physically speaking, because they don't really want to approach a man. Mentally speaking, energetically speaking, if I can say it like that, they come towards a man in such a manner that a man is apprehensive. I was like, I'm not really sure what's going on here. I'm not really sure if, you know, she's really into this. I'm trying to read, but I'm not 100% sure. And you can't read her because she's changing her mind in the moment. You're walking up to her and she's still trying to make a decision on whether she wants you to approach or not. And what modern women have gotten comfortable doing is waiting until you get up there to talk to them and say, no, you didn't read the signs right, when actually you did read the signs right. They just changed their mind when you got in their face. That's what they're doing. Oh, you know, I just decided I really didn't want anything. I really didn't want him to approach. Get away from me, you creep. Record. Get away from me, creep. Leave me alone. And you do that enough and you post that online enough, people are going to see your account because you're behind and your face is all over your account. And so people, men specifically, will be like, oh, she did this other guy like that. I'm not 100% sure if I want that from.
My husband is making me go on a boat day with the guys he works with and their wives. Mind you, he knows I'm 6 months postpartum and he's still making me go because he wants me to be there. He won't have fun without me. So I'm brainstorming as I work out topics I could fight about, like, you know, rage bait topics, or just something where I can like really stir the pot in my marriage where I can start a fight and then I don't have to go. it can't be like too dramatic or he'll see right through me. And he usually doesn't take the bait when I try to give him an attitude. Like he doesn't give in. You have to know my husband. He is not a fighter. Like, he does not like to argue. So it has to be just right. Enough where I can be like, you can just go by yourself tomorrow. I'm going to practice. You know what? I'm not even going to go tomorrow. You can go by yourself. Or, oh, if that's how you feel, you can go on the boat tomorrow by yourself.
I can confidently say that your husband deserves better. Because if you can't be honest about not wanting to go, because then what? You're the bad guy, and your manipulative technique is to then make him the bad guy, and then you're the one that's just on the defense and saying that you don't want to go because of his attitude. That is pretty extremely messed up. Based on this, it sounds like to me your husband has at least been walking on eggshells for the last few years, and now he's walking on needles with a fiery pit actively burning his feet as he continues to walk through that path. Hence why your husband deserves better. And 6 months postpartum, by the way, is not an excuse for this, because that is plenty of time to recover. You're obviously working out. You obviously feel pretty good to do so. I think at the very least, you could spend some time on the boat, or be honest and just tell him, admit to him that you're the boring person that doesn't want to go. That's the solution.
The hardest marriages for women to leave are often when they are married to husbands who are good guy presenting. And I want to explain this to you because these husbands, they don't yell, right? They don't cheat. They don't disappear. They show up when they're supposed to. They will help if you tell them exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it every single time, right? They're not necessarily aggressive. They're not really chaotic. They're not necessarily scary and having, huge outbursts. They're literally just there. And I think for so many women, this is what makes it so hard to name and so hard to leave, because nothing is technically wrong, right? But nothing is deeply right either. Like, he doesn't proactively make your life easier. He doesn't anticipate your needs. He doesn't carry the mental labor with you. He just sits there waiting for instructions, like a puppy dog waiting for a command, right? And when you're exhausted and you're resentful and you're already drowning, this will make you feel like you're crazy, because you have friends whose husbands are way worse than that. You've seen the horror stories. You've seen the TikToks. You know that worse guys out there exist. And your husband isn't necessarily like that. He's a good guy, right? But good guy presenting isn't the same as being an engaged and invested and a participative partner. Bare minimum behavior wrapped in politeness is still bare minimum. And what makes it so draining is that you can't point to one big thing. It's not like one big thing happened in your marriage. It's literally by 1,000 paper cuts. It's that you're not considered without asking. You're never relieved from your duties without delegating to him first. You're never being prioritized without being prompted or reminded. And then you start wondering if you're crazy. You start wondering if you're asking for too much, wondering if you're just too hard to please, if you'll never be happy. But you're not asking for too much. You're not too hard to please. You are literally asking for partnership, but you're getting this passive participation and you're being expected to tolerate it because it could always be worse.
And a lot of these modern women, they say a lot of stuff that's demeaning. They talk about how men are shaming women, but a lot of these modern women out here shame men a lot. They say some off the wall stuff. They say some crazy stuff to disrespect a man. And when a man says, okay, that's how it is, you have to understand, when you say stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, a man, you're going to call him cold. You're going to say that he's emotionally unavailable. But really, part of that, or maybe even a good portion of that, was you talking trash. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Like Kevin Samuels always used to say. You two were worried about shaming him and insulting him. Now that man seemed cold and distant, and you're not looking at what you did that might have caused that.
If a man stops chasing or stops texting first, do not get it twisted. That is not a game. That is not a manipulation tactic. That is a man who has finally realized his true value. He was not born distant. He used to be the one carrying the burden of the conversation alone. He replied instantly to people who took days to respond. He was always available, always ready. He bought the lie that if he just gave enough of his time, eventually he would be chosen. But he learned the hard way that people do not value what they get for free. He realized that being always there didn't make him important. It made him invisible. Even the most patient heart has a limit. He found peace in the silence that he never found in the chase. He stopped trying to force a connection, so he simply stopped making time for people who treat him like a second choice. They will say he changed, but he just stopped being the only one trying. He withdrew his attention, he closed the door, and he raised his standards.
You know, a lot of these modern women don't really understand that it seems like in the dating market, or, the way it's going, because you're asking, where are the good men at? How come I can't find a good man? Well, it seems like for a lot of these good men, they're stable. They're the stable men. These men are involved in their community. But you want excitement. You want somebody that is going to shock your system. You want somebody that's going to make you feel alive and send you to the moon for a night. Problem is, with that good man, he's going to take you to the moon. It might take a little bit longer to get there. You might not go straight up and come back down. See, what y'all like to do is get on these rides. Hey, make it quick for me. All the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. And y'all keep on chasing that high. Oh, yeah, this is too fast. Modern women are modern day drug dealers. Drug dealers of dating. Well, you have a lot of drug dealers who have talked about, man, I'm getting that fast money. I'm trying to work a stable job, but it's just not, the money ain't fast enough. And they go back out there and they start selling it again. Modern women are that same way. Oh, I can't do nothing with a good man, a stable man. I gotta go out there and get that fast attention. I gotta go out there and get that fast validation. I need somebody to give me right now. Chad and Tyrone give you exactly what you're looking for, but then you still sitting by yourself at Thanksgiving and Christmas. So what did you really gain?
Good morning. Today we're gonna switch it up. On today's episode of the greatest shit I ever heard on the internet. Hold on.
And I'll just never ever will get over the fact it's really out here in the world that never dated their baby father. Never went on no dates, never received no flowers, never did anything. Just popped the baby out. Don't even know the man's middle name.
What I said, this is 95% of you baby mothers. Y'all have never been on a date with your baby father, but get on the internet talking about that men need to provide for y'all. Your man has never taken you to D&B, Dave and Buster's, but he did take you to Balls. I said that in my previous video. I'm not lying because there's other black queens saying the same thing. So before the snowstorm coming, I'm locked in with my for the weekend. I want to ask a question. Why you didn't make your baby father do all this extravagant stuff that now you want these other to do for you? Why didn't y'all do that? I'm gonna tell you why. Because you liked your baby father. You wanted to him so bad. You was plotting on that. You thought he had money because he had on his Man's Mary jeans. You thought he had money when he was just borrowing clothes. You thought you had one. And you did it. And so now that you thought you had one and you didn't have one, now you angry. And now every other black man that comes into your life gotta pay for what this did. You stupid. Y'all think we don't know what's going on? Y'all think I don't know what's going on? You think my don't know what the is going on? Are you dumb? Y'all not smarter than me. Let's cut this.
And men, you have to understand that men work off of respect, right? So if I'm seeing, hey, why is he not, really chasing me and begging for me? And I want him to really, really want me and love me and all that stuff. I get it. But, if a man is getting out there chasing, you think about being in the middle of nowhere, just chasing it. At some point in time, you're going to be like, what am I doing running? What are we running for? What am I running for? Is there danger? Like, what's the situation? And that's what's happening. Men have stopped and started questioning why they're actually chasing. What am I running for? Who am I running after? Who am I running away from? And when you see men stop and start to do that analysis, now it gets clarity on, oh, well, what the heck? Why am I going in this direction? Ain't nothing over here for me. And that's when you stay over there and you sit over there like, oh man, he just quit chasing me. Because he stopped running and he started thinking. And once he started thinking, he got some mental clarity and was like, oh, she wasted my time. Let me go run in the other direction. towards my goals, towards my vision, toward my aspiration. Let me go back that way. Let me find somebody back that way that actually likes me. That's why you're missing out on these good guys.
Nah, bro, crack first.
Viewer discretion is advised. If you ever end up like the young man in this video, get rid of her immediately.
And then never text you back. So that's how I started doing niggas.
Why? Why do women think it works the same way around? You are giving them exactly what they want. This is female logic at its finest. You are not gaining the upper hand by initiating the sex first, letting him crack, and then ghosting him. That's a L.
If a nigga let me hit first night,
I don't know why they didn't tell you, but there is no if a let me hit. No, it's if he hit you.
I promise you.
So how many hit first night?
Fellas, I will have you know, God forbid you ever get to a point like this in your relationship. If you ask a question like this, be prepared for the absolute worst. Because the last thing you need to hear is that she's an outdoor ball that nobody wants to play with anymore, and now you ain't eating 2 weeks, all because you want to ask this question.
Only about 7 of them.
Yeah, I know she lying, right? It's way more than 7. But her resignation must be effective immediately. Plus that she did at the end, a little giggle, it's called a guilty giggle. When they're guilty of something, they gonna laugh it off so you can take it light. Don't fall for this shit. What J. Cole said? She said she only with 4 or 5 niggas, so you know you gotta multiply by 3. So you multiply that 21 niggas. Jesus Christ.
I'm just playing. Please don't with that. Please don't.
She's in fact not playing. One of the most diabolical things is to find out that your old lady for the streets on stream. Like you look at the reaction he gave. You can't even hide the heart, the pain. You can't even hide it. The whole world gets to know that you picked an outdoor ball that nobody wants to play with anymore. And in her mind, she was cracking and wasn't cracking her. Boy, I tell you, you can't make this. But you know what? I know you ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Gotta keep it change.
You know, modern women continue to ask, well, why is it that men are opting out of dating? Well, you know, you try being drained of your money, your energy, your resources. Something always got to be expensive. You always got to take them to an expensive place. You try doing that type of stuff for multiple women and see if you like dating. You try paying $150 fee every single time you go out and see how old it's going to get fast. Even if a man has a date, 1 date a month, that's $150 bill. That's $150 bill. When the new game comes out, with $150, I could have bought that game and some of the DLC. I could have gone out with the boys, taken myself out. I could have put that money back towards a trip. I could have put that money in my investment account. There's so many things I could have done with that money besides spending on somebody that I know don't like me. That's how a lot of men are thinking now. It's not that you're a bad person. It's just that in a lot of these situations, I'm burning through my money and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.